Hello everybody, welcome along to the full-time show. We have just witnessed Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 2. Arsenal gaining all 3 points. Very crucial game today that we did win in the end. Some would say we made hard work of it, but we got there. And I'm very happy about that. Shout out to Gabriel Jesus, he was man of the match. A goal and an assist proved to be the decisive difference in beating Nottingham Forest today. So I want you guys to ring in and let me know what you thought of the game, who impressed, who didn't. Do you think that the scoreline was a worthy one, or do you think, like me, that perhaps the scoreline flattered Forest a little bit? What did you think of Forest? Do you think that they were poor, as some people are suggesting, or do you think that their tactics were the correct ones? It didn't seem as if they wished to engage Arsenal. It just seemed that they wanted to defend for the most part and hit us on the counter. Was that the right tactics, or should Forest have been a bit more adventurous? I mean, you will have noted that they left Elanga and Hudson-Odoi on the bench for the most part, which surprised a lot of people. And what about Arsenal? What did you think of some of our players today? Jesus, Emil Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, Saka. What did you think of those guys? Did Smith-Rowe do enough today to convince you that he's worth a place in the side going forward? So there's lots to talk about. Let us know your thoughts on the game. My thoughts are that I did expect a tougher game, if I'm being honest. When I say tougher game, I was expecting Forest to be a bit more ambitious. I didn't think they were particularly ambitious. You could argue that their tactics did work for, well, certainly up until we scored in the 65th minute. They seemed happy to let us have the ball. They defended quite deeply. As I said before, they didn't really show much ambition. They kind of left it up to us to break them down. I expected them to be a bit more engage us a bit more. They didn't do that. They sat back. And like I said, some people will say that that tactic was working, an hour into the game. But then once Arsenal got in front, you would expect them to show a bit more ambition. I don't think they did. So I actually think that the scoreline flattered Forest a little bit. I mean, we had something like 18 opportunities on goal, or 18 shots. Not many of those were hitting the target. But I think it's fair to say that Arsenal were the dominant force in this game. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Got one here from Aaron. He says, very displeased with the style, but look, the season was over, in my opinion, without a win. I do agree with that, by the way. If I could just shout out to our technical team, I'm getting some feedback in the earphones there. Can we sort that? Because it's making it very difficult for me to... Still getting feedback? We're still getting feedback, okay. Right, okay, I'll carry on. We've got a bit of a technical problem. It seems to be better now, thank you. Thanks to our technical team for that. Yeah, so as I was saying, looking at the comments, bit of a mixed bag as you would expect. Some people are saying that the style and the performance wasn't that great, but then they'll take the result, which of course, what I was saying earlier was the main object of tonight's game, was to get the win. I wasn't too hung up on the performance because it was vital that we keep pace with Liverpool and Man City. We can't afford to go any further behind them than we are. So to get a win today away from home is a good win. So I'll take that all day long. Could we have been a bit more expansive, a bit more fluent, scored more goals? Then I guess the answer to all of those questions is a resounding yes. But surely the bottom line is to come away with the 3 points. We've done that. I would say we wasn't in any real danger today of losing. My only thing is that if we didn't win, it would feel like a loss. So, hey, it's all good. We get the win and we move on to Sunday against Liverpool, which is another massive game against a team that, like ourselves, will be aiming to go for the title. So if we can get a win against Liverpool, that's a double whammy, because not only do we get 3 points against Liverpool, but we take 3 points off them, which is going to be crucial. So, but let's have a look at some of the comments. T-Power's not as optimistic as some. He's saying, let's be honest, we're not winning any titles this year. Shiva says, bad day for Saliba. I thought Saliba had a good game up until the incident which led to the Forest goal. He looked like he got overpowered there by Owini. And, it wasn't a good look. But, let's not pile on Saliba because he's been maybe even the best player overall this season. So I'm not going to start digging him out. But it was disappointing to concede a goal that late because then it meant that we were up against it for the last, 5 to 10 minutes. So, but, we got there in the end. Andy Gunner said, take that, move on to the next. Come on, you Gooners. Yep, fully agree with that. Josh Jacobs says, get bored of saying it. Should have been 4 or 5-0 most weeks. Hopefully when Partey's back, things may click like they used to. Yeah, that's a useful point. It should really have been 4 or 5 today because we had enough chances. It's interesting because although Gabriel Jesus was my man of the match, and like I said, he scored a goal, which was, let's be honest, quite fortunate because it went through Matt Turner's legs. And then he provided a beautiful assist for Saka's goal. So he had 2 really good moments. But if you think about it, in the lead up to that, that first hour, he wasn't at his best, certainly in front of goal. I think there were 2 chances in particular that he missed in fairly quick succession that myself and the guys on the panel were quite disappointed about. And we were actually saying, well, I know I was saying that in many ways that kind of highlights the issue at Arsenal whereby you create these chances, get this possession, create chances, and we're not taking them. I think Gabriel Jesus with that goal tonight moves on to 4 goals, Premier League goals for the season, which, let's be honest, for a player of his quality and for a club like Arsenal, I don't think is par. I think he should be at least double that, at least. He should be into double figures already. So he is underachieving in the goals department, although, that being said, he's an outstanding player in terms of technical ability. And one thing I do like about Jesus is that if he does miss chances, he's not one of those guys that's going to go hiding after. He will try and seek amends, as he did with the goal, because I think if you look at the opportunity again, when it comes to him, he could have squared it for, I think, Odegaard or somebody else that was running in. He took it on. If he hadn't scored there, I'm pretty sure we'd have been throwing our hands up in the air and said, why didn't he square it? But no, he wants to score. He got a bit of fortune because, as I said before, the ball appeared to go through the goalkeeper's legs. But yeah, it's all good. We got the win. Right, so without any further ado, let's bring in my man Turkish. What are you saying, bro?
All good, man. 3 points. We move.
We moved, yeah. Happy with the performance or not?
Concerns.
Concerns.
Yeah, concerns, but it's
Are you glass half empty or half full?
I think you know the answer to that already. In general.
But I was saying before you came, and again, guys, you've seen, you've seen the caption there, man. Get in contact and let us know your thoughts. But my thoughts was before the game, and Turkish, you will know because I said this to you both before and during, that I wasn't too hung up on performances today. It's getting to that critical stage now where you have to win pretty much all your games, or there's very little margin for error. Certainly tonight, there was no margin for error. Yep. So I was one of those where I'm thinking, even though I want a stellar performance, even though I want goals galore and all the rest of it, I want the game sewn up with the pom-poms and rare. Mm-hmm. The bottom line is you have to win tonight. And if it means that you get over the line with a scrappy 1-0 away win, I would have taken that. So yeah, that's where I stood. What about you?
Yeah, listen, I said at the beginning of the game, a performance would be great, ideal, perfect scenario. But the reality is the Liverpool game is massive, and it was about getting to that game with another 3 points in the bag. We needed to make sure that we go into that Liverpool game essentially biting at their heels, because they are the ones that we need to catch. They've just had the recent news about Klopp. Will they be galvanised? Will they be demotivated by it? We will find out. But I want Arsenal to be in a position where we can take advantage. If it is the former, if it's the latter and they're demotivated by it, then I want Arsenal to be the team to take advantage. We're waiting long enough for us to take advantage of others slipping up potentially. Yeah. So yeah, if it's going to be this season, then we need to make sure we do a job against Liverpool. Yeah. That is it. I think the Liverpool one is a must win. if I'm honest. People will say still very early, it's only 5 points, but I do feel like it's a must-win. I think not just... Listen, it's never mathematically going to be over in January, February, or March. Maybe you could say there's an argument that, yeah, well, actually Liverpool weren't even mathematically done in March, the year they ran away with it. So I just want us to be there. And if Liverpool do, have a couple hiccups in them, we need to be the one to capitalise. Because City, we know what City are all about. Yeah. And there's concerns about them this season, yes, but...
Although I do think what with the announcement last week relating to Liverpool and Klopp, I do think that that is going to make them into a slightly different animal, if possible. I think they will be galvanised by that. And I do think that they are definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with in this title race, which is why a game like tonight is so important that you get the win. I mean, I'm looking at some of the comments there, and it would appear that some of the fans wasn't impressed by the performance. And listen, I can see that, because we wasn't, especially up until we scored that first goal. There were times when we looked a bit laboured, a bit predictable. We'd missed a few chances, and it was kind of sort of entering into that phase where you're thinking, man, is it going to happen? And then lo and behold, we get the goal. We get another one 6-7 minutes after that, and we kind of, from there on, we're kind of safe, really.
Yeah, it's the goal conceded that's the only blemish on today. Because yes, the first half I wasn't impressed overall with the performance. I think Zinchenko was the only player that really stood out, because he was trying to progress, advance the ball. He was trying to create things from deep. Aside from that, I think the first half, a couple of opportunities for Saka to stretch his legs and run onto the ball, but we didn't really, we never threatened Matt Turner. Second half, Forest started smelling the potential of taking something. They make a couple of changes, it opens the game up a bit, and we capitalised. Now at 2-0, that's a perfect away performance. The goal we conceded is a letdown.
It's a bit disappointing, to be honest. Because like I said, I thought 2-1 flatters Forest, to be honest. I don't think they were really...
They don't deserve a goal.
They weren't really that ambitious.
Yeah, they don't deserve a goal.
What did you think of Nuno's tactics today? I mean, it's interesting because I've spoken to Wolves fans, and when Nuno was there, obviously, he made a good start in his managerial career there. But towards the end, the feeling from a lot of Wolves fans is that Nuno is one of those managers that he's very defensively orientated. Not really that ambitious, you know what I mean? And I think if results are not going your way and you're playing that type of football, it tends to piss the fans off, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, enough of that. Let's hear what the callers got to say. Michael's up. Michael, how you doing,
Mike?
Hey, guys.
Right. Yep, take it away. What's your thoughts on the game tonight?
Feeling good. I think the difference between the first and second half is that in the first half, we're trying to create our own patterns. In the second half, we're working on destroying the defensive structure. Right. And I feel like saying, look, scoring goals is as much about destroying as it is about creating. And that's what I love about seeing Gabriel Jesus scoring that first goal, is that it's purely a destructive act. He's tearing apart the defensive structure on that near side of the post. Mm-hmm. And, instead of looking for the perfect pattern to play in our own structure, he's looking to tear apart their own. And that's what I think accounts for the difference between the first and second half.
Yeah, good point. What do you make of Jesus as a first striker? Because he's a bit of an enigma, isn't he? And I'll tell you why I say that, because no one who watches football regularly and knows this stuff can deny that this guy is a very talented player. He's exceptionally gifted in terms of his technical ability. He's also capable of doing some, very, how can I put it, mercurial things. Yeah. However, the big knock on him is that he's not prolific enough. So, for example, even with tonight's goal, I think that's his fourth goal of the season. Many people, myself included, would say that that's under par for a guy of his ability. So where do you stand on Jesus as a striker for Arsenal?
I think he needs to be paired with someone who's a better finisher.
Right.
And whether that means Martinelli and Saka have to come play more centrally, or we get in someone is able to play up top, then I don't know. But what Jesus is really good at is pulling apart the defensive structure. And, if he's got someone next to him that can put the ball in the net, then it's the perfect combination.
Yeah, Turkish, you got any thoughts on that? Jesus as our main striker?
Yeah, he's not a main striker, is he? So,
But he is our main striker, right?
yeah, he is. I mean, I think we lack a main striker. All of our striking options, in my opinion, are not main strikers. Jesus, Havertz, Eddie Nketiah. None of the three are main strikers, but Jesus is the one that, in my opinion, can offer the most. Even if he's not playing up top, he can play on the wings. He might be able to play just behind the striker. Like Mike said, if you couple him up with an Ivan Toney, maybe you get the perfect balance, the perfect combination. So Jesus is someone that I want to see at the club, moving forward, as long as the knee injuries are behind him and there's no more reoccurrences of, setbacks with his knees. He's the only one of the three options we have that I would, build on more so than replace.
Okay, moving on. Mike, anyone else that caught your eye tonight that kind of stood out for you?
No, I mean, I was glad to see Saka getting involved. I was glad to see him come central. Even he showed up on the left side at some points. And I'd like to see him exploit that kind of unpredictability more.
Yeah. I thought Zinchenko had a decent game as well. I thought he had his moments. He looked industrious.
Well,
he was trying to make things happen.
It's an ideal game for him because we don't need a full back four. So him inverting into the midfield gives him a lot of scope without a whole lot of downside.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, Zinchenko, especially if Arsenal dominating the ball, as they definitely did tonight, then Zinchenko is as good as anyone as, trying to make things happen for the team. I think his shortcomings are defensive. And let's face it, he wasn't asked to do much defensive work tonight. So it's all good as far as that's concerned. Okay, just quickly, because we got a few other calls waiting. Are you confident after tonight that we can go on and win this thing? Or do you think that we'll fall short? Or where do you see us finishing? Where do you see us?
I see us in the top three. I don't know that we can beat both Liverpool and Man City to the title. But, what I predict right now makes no difference. I mean, I'm excited to see what happens Sunday. I'm excited to see what happens the rest of the season. I think we're functioning well.
Are you optimistic for
always.
Sunday? Yeah, okay. And
I'm guardedly optimistic on Sunday. I'm optimistic enough that I'll watch the game without closing my eyes.
Okay. Are you going to give us a few words to go away with tonight, or like you normally do?
Destruction shall straight dog them at their heels. Being guilty at defense, they shall be thus destroyed. Come on, you Gunners. See you on Sunday.
Sounds good to me, bro. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a nice
good. See you then.
See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Respect.
Nice one.
George on the line.
Hello.
Hi, George. I don't recognise you. Have you called before?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was on here for the Palace game.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Well, that's 2-2 for you then. Okay. What was your thoughts on tonight's away win against Forest? How did you see it?
I thought we played really well, to be fair. Like, we was really on Nottingham Forest for the first half. It was like, we had like 81% possession.
Yeah, that's mad, right?
But we had so much chances and we couldn't take them. So I'm glad we got 2 goals. But Forest didn't really threaten us as much today.
No, I was a bit disappointed with Forest. I mean, obviously, I want Arsenal to win. But I expected them to show a bit more ambition, given that they were at home, and you think that they would want to come out there and make a statement of their own. I looking at the way they played tonight, I think they played for a point, to be honest.
Yeah, not 100%. They did,
and because they didn't really show ambition. They left the likes of Alanga and Hudson-Odoi on the bench, which for me was quite telling. So that kind of gave us the ascendancy straight away. So when I saw that, I was thinking that we're probably going to win quite comfortably. But as you said, we had a lot of possession in the 80s. We did have shots on goal, though I thought we could have created even more. To not take
I think we could have.
Yeah, to not take them up until an hour plus was a little bit disappointing. But we got there in the end. Who was your man of the match?
I don't know, no, because you know what it is. It's like, well, obviously, Jesus had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
And the chance he had in the first half, he should have scored that. But
absolutely. I think in many ways that Jesus' performance tonight kind of sums up how he's been at Arsenal overall. Provided some great moments.
No, 100%.
Some mercurial pieces of skill, some misses, and then he scores and provides an assist. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. Turkish, anything you want to say on that?
On Jesus?
Yeah.
I've said what I need to say on Jesus. He was man of the match today. He had his moments, but I think how many 90-minute performances from players in general can we name at Arsenal this season outside of Declan Rice, William Saliba and Gabriel? You'd struggle. You'd struggle to pick out 5 90-minute performances at them. So it's just a general theme that's running through the team now. On one hand, you look at it, we're still near enough to the top of the table to say we're still in with a chance. But we haven't even clicked yet. But that yet might not ever come.
I just wanted to ask the caller, Emil Smith-Rowe got a start tonight. I must admit, I was quite surprised when I saw his name.
I was quite surprised.
How do you think he did?
I was really surprised.
Do you think he did enough
that.
to keep his place for Sunday?
I think he done well, but I feel like he needs to be a bit more like perspective on the ball. Like he needs to make more chances.
Yeah.
For us.
Again, I thought that was
like with Havertz. Like obviously he can hold up the ball.
Yeah.
But Smith needs to do that more as well. Like instead of keep passing it like side to side, like he needs to actually put more pressure on the ball for us and like to make the team actually like feel like cool, we can do something with him.
Yeah, because I thought in the first half he did have his moments, showed some good touches, showed a bit of industry.
No, he did.
But I think he kind of faded in that second half. I mean, which is fair in a way because he's not played much football and you kind of have to be up to speed in the Premier League, and he clearly isn't because he's not played that much. But I'm not sure if he did enough today to really force his hand for a starting place on Sunday. What do you think?
I still think we would probably put Havertz in that cam role on Sunday against Liverpool.
One or two people suggesting that Jorginho could get the gig for Sunday. What do you feel about that?
I mean, if we're going to play like hard football against Liverpool, then we'll probably go for Jorginho because he knows how to play against them. Like he's done it against Chelsea, like countless times.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with someone like him, with Rice and Odegaard, I think we could do something against Liverpool on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with the ESR situation for the Liverpool game, I feel like I want him to get more minutes, but I'm not sure if I would start him on Sunday, if that makes sense. Turkish, what would you do if you're the manager?
It's a tough one, man, because
I'm not sure if I saw enough of him today to convince me that he gets the starting berth on Sunday. So it's likely to be either Havertz or Jorginho.
But if we haven't seen enough of Emil Smith-Rowe to not know whether he should start, I think you can say we've seen enough of Havertz to know that he shouldn't start.
So in that case, you're going Jorginho.
And before people rip me, Arteta's left Havertz out of a few of the big games this season himself. You know, himself.
No, I'm not. Listen, man, I hear you.
But we're in a predicament because I agree. Emil Smith-Rowe didn't do anything today to say he definitely deserves it. Havertz hasn't done anything this season to say he deserves it. And Trossard, anytime he has played in the 8, I haven't been impressed as much as I thought I would have. So I wouldn't say he deserves it. So at this moment in time, no one really stands out for the position. I'd just lean on Emil Smith-Rowe. In general, not against Liverpool. Against Liverpool, I'll put Jorginho in, Rice and Odegaard. I just think that makes more sense. But in general, when we're playing teams that we should be beating, I'd rather see Emil Smith-Rowe pick up that position than anyone else.
Okay, just take it back to the caller very quickly. Have you seen enough tonight, or even regardless of tonight, do you think we can get a result against Liverpool on Sunday?
If we put the best team out against Liverpool on Sunday, I could say we can do it. But obviously there is a few hit and misses with how we're playing at like in the opposite position. Like we keep playing passes. Like you need to do 1-2s to get the goals you need. Because with the likes of Man City and Liverpool, they're scoring goals like for fun, and we can't do that now. Now we ain't got a prolific striker who could score 25 goals a season for us.
Yeah, so I wouldn't disagree with anything you said there. Listen, bro, thank you very much for the call, and make sure you call back on Sunday after we beat Liverpool. Okay.
Well, I'm going to be at the game on Sunday. I'm being at the game on Sunday anyway, so I'll probably see you. I'll probably see you at the game on Sunday.
Nice one. Yeah, take care, man.
Come on, hopefully it's a good one.
Love for the love, guys.
Yes,
love
man.
for the love, my guy.
Nice one.
Love for the love.
Is it Raahil?
Rahul,
Hey guys,
can you hear us?
Raahils.
Yeah, right. Raahil, sorry.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Right, take it away, bro. What's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, happy with the win, of course. The performance was okay at best, I would say. But I think there are some games where, for me, the performance doesn't matter because we've had such a terrible record away at Forest. So in games like that where we've previously struggled, I think the result is more important. And today, I think the performance wasn't the greatest, but we got the result. We got that hoodoo off our backs. And I think since Arteta has come into the job, we've slowly, gotten rid of all those horrible records we've had at bogey grounds or bogey teams, like we beat City after God knows how many years.
Everton away,
Okay, we haven't won. Yes, exactly. We haven't beaten Liverpool, but we haven't been getting smashed. Like every time we go to Anfield, we've had respectable draws. We could have won there last year. So that's why I'm not too bothered about the performance today. It was more about the result.
Yeah,
and
I'm with you on that.
It keeps us in touching distance with Liverpool. And while we're above City, and I know they're playing Burnley tomorrow, they'll probably win. But at least the best we can do is win our games so that on Sunday, when we go against Liverpool, we either, hopefully, I don't like Chelsea, but I know neither of any of us do. But if they can do us a slight favor or even get a result at Anfield tomorrow, then, we have a chance of going on level points, or at least, if at worst, 2 points behind them on Sunday, if we win.
No, I absolutely agree with you. For me, the performance mattered less. The result is the overriding factor. We got the result. And like you said, we go into that Liverpool game with all to play for. So, yeah, I wasn't really too hung up on the performance. Obviously, you want the team to win, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And you want a performance that, is worthy of it. We didn't quite see that today. But then, I must admit, I never really felt threatened by Forest today. I was a little bit disappointed with them, if I'm being honest. It's their own business how they want to play. But I thought the manager had set them up quite unambitiously. I was surprised to see both Hudson-Odoi and Elanga on the bench because I thought that those guys with their pace.
Laurie, that's what teams have been doing against us all season, away from home.
Yeah.
Even at home, because I think, like last season we were on such a high and we were the surprise package of the season. A lot of teams were trying to press us. And that's why we looked so scintillating, because we could break the lines, break the press, and look free-flowing. This season has been completely different because teams respect us and we're coming against a lot of low blocks. And obviously they've seen what we can do if they try to press us or play a little bit of a high line. Yeah. So this will be a trend throughout the season, which it already has been. And it's up to us to find ways to break the low block and get goals. And today we did, even though we didn't look scintillating or amazing. We did that, and we'll have games like this as long as we get the result. There'll be a Crystal Palace 5-0 and then a 2-1 at Forest. Right now, we're getting at the business end of the season, and 3 points is all that matters. Yeah, I don't care if it goes off someone's nose or other parts of the body, but it has to go in the net, and that's all I care about. Yeah. I don't care if Gabriel scores and Big Gabby scores a hat-trick, and Jesus doesn't score at the end until the end of the season. Doesn't matter. The end of the day, it's the results and Arsenal winning. I don't care about individual players. I don't care who scores the goals. As long as we win, that's all that matters.
I agree with those sentiments entirely. Just very quickly, because we've got some other callers waiting. Do you think that we can get a result that we need on Sunday, which is to beat Liverpool at home? Do you think that you've seen enough to convince you we can do that? Yeah.
Not going by the game today, like I said, the performance wasn't there, but judging by the games we've played against them this season, even though, yes, we lost in the FA Cup, I think on another day we could have easily won. We've had an off day for the last 3 games before Crystal Palace. We weren't scoring goals. I am hoping now we've got some confidence. We've scored 7 goals in 2 games. Yeah. And Liverpool wouldn't play a low block.
No,
so
that's
we'll
for
get
sure.
openings, we'll get spaces. I mean, even in the Forest game in the second half, after we scored the first goal, they opened up and immediately we scored the second goal. And I think there was a lot more space after that. It's just that we didn't take chances, or we were more reserved. But against Liverpool, we'll get chances. The only issue is that now that Klopp's announced that he's going to leave, they're going to be on a crazy emotional high. So
it's up to us.
We'll see how it goes.
But okay, bro, you made some very good points.
We're at home, so
yeah, I'm with you. The fact that we're at home and coming off the back of two decent wins, especially the 5-0 win against Palace, and then tonight was a different type of game. But we got there in the end. Unless you got anything to add, Turkish, I'm going to move on to the next caller.
I think I disagree with Raahil. Raahil, said it right?
Yeah.
When you mentioned winning any way possible for the business end of the season, I think you need form in the business end of the season. You need to be able to pick up your performances and get consistency through those performances. So we're going to need to find that consistency back again, because we have been consistent this season. Prior to that, crumble that we had across 7 games, all competitions. Last season, we were pretty consistent for the majority, 90% of the season. We need to find that consistency again where, week on week, we just keep it rolling, because when you look at most league titles, they're won when the eventual champion makes, 10-game winning run or a 15-game winning run. We need to be able to keep up with that, and that will only come with form, in my opinion. It won't be just one-off wins here and there. But aside from that, I agree.
Okay, Raahil, thank you very much.
I agree with you. What my point was is that it doesn't matter how we win, as long as we're winning games, and that's form. I'm not saying we win here and there. We have to win consistently, but I don't care how the goals come.
Yeah,
that was more of my point. As long as we're getting the results at the end of the day,
and it's a point that I concur with. So. Well said. Okay, Raahil, thank you very much.
Love for the love, Turkish. Glory.
Love for the
good evening.
Thanks very much. We've got a couple of super chats.
Yeah, come on.
I've got a couple of super chats before we move on. It's from RY2796. Says Turks and Laurie, big win tonight for the Gunners. Liverpool, just like every other game, is a must-win game on Sunday. We'll jump on FANZONE tonight, but I'm on a night shift right now. Hope you're blessed.
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. And there's another one here from Rebellious Jay. Says every game is a final, which technically is true. Right, okay then. Let's move on.
Who we got next? Max. Max up next. What are you saying, Max?
Hey guys, what's up?
All good. 3 points. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Watch the game. What do you think?
The performance. We played better, but a win is a win. But it was also on the road at a stadium we haven't won in the last 3 times we've played. I'm sorry, guys. Can you guys actually hear me?
Yeah.
I feel like...
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, so I just think same old. Arsenal, they just keep passing the ball around. 60-minute comes around, still, 0-0, and then we happen to score a goal. Jesus, before he scored the goal, was not playing good.
No.
But shout out Matt Turner. He gave us a good one. But
threw one in. Yeah.
And then Jesus gave the assist. So man of the match, I guess. It's 3 points, but it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, as far as Jesus is concerned, I was making the point earlier that we all know that football, as opposed to some other sports, is a relatively low-scoring game, let's be honest, especially at the higher levels. So little things can make a big difference. So as you said, Jesus missed a couple of chances that he should really have scored. There's one in particular, I was surprised that he missed it. That being said, a couple of minutes later, he scores that goal, and so we're in the ascendancy. And then I think it's 5-6 minutes after that, it provides a really good assist for Saka, and we win the game 2-1 in the end. So it was a bit of a mixed bag from Jesus. And some people are saying, and I guess I have to agree, that his stats, or I think that was his 4th Premier League goal of the season, is not good enough for a striker who's our top striker at a club like Arsenal. What do you think?
It's not good enough. It's not. when you're the first choice striker at a team that wants to challenge for the Premier League title. I mean, we're halfway past the season and he's only got 4 goals?
Yeah. And the thing about that is it's not like he's not getting the chances, he is. And he's not taking them, which is a bit of a concern. And then you add on that, which is not necessarily his fault, the injuries. We're not quite getting the best out of him. Listen, I don't want to sound overly critical because I really rate the guy in terms of his technical ability and what he brings to the table in terms of his hold-up play, and that sometimes is really good. However, at the end of the day, we have to be honest and say that, like you said, bro, he's a first-choice striker, and 4 goals, a return of 4 goals, is subpar in my opinion. Turkish, your thoughts on that?
Jesus again.
Well, elaborate. Elaborate.
I'm not here to talk about Jesus after he was man of the match and we won. I'm being Arsenal fans. If you think Jesus is the problem at the club, you're very mistaken. He's far from the problem at the club. I agree with Max that he's not a good enough striker, but he's far from the problem. He's proven to be a part of title-winning side. He's proven to play his part in title-winning side. He's someone that is very useful to us as long as he can put these knee injury problems behind him. Aside from that, I'm not entertaining any other talk about Jesus potentially, needing to upgrade. And we do need another striker. We do need to, get more of a old school traditional striker in comparison to what Jesus is. But that doesn't mean there's not a space for Jesus in this team. Jesus can win you games, and as a footballer, pure footballer, he's the best we got.
Yeah, his technical ability is beyond dispute. What I'm saying is, as a top choice striker for the club, I think he could be doing more in terms of.
I don't think it's his fault. You look at Arteta for that. When we signed Jesus for 45 million, I knew he wasn't a first choice striker for a team. So I'm not now going to turn around 2 years or coming up to 2 years later and say, Jesus, you're not good enough. Well, man knew that you're not a first choice striker for a team. Well, so
you're saying
striker
that
in
you
the old school
expected
sense.
The manager to have addressed that,
of course,
a long time ago.
Of course, and when I say there's bigger problems, I mean who is the rotational options with Jesus? Bigger problems. Who was the midfield addition this summer? Bigger problems. There's other positions. Who's the backup to Saka? Bigger problem. So for me, Jesus, yes, there's concerns about him in front of goal, but these concerns are nothing new. These concerns came part and parcel with Man City.
Okay, pushing it back to the caller. From what you're seeing at the moment, and not just at the moment, but the whole season, do you think we have what it takes to go on and, if not win the title, certainly, make it competitive and the rest?
I think the season really, I don't like being this critical, but it comes down to this Liverpool game. If we don't win that game, we're going to be looking at 2 or 3. But if we win that game, which I believe we will, then yeah, it's on. But if we happen to lose the game or draw the game, I think that the title races for us, at least, is going to be close to over.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, bro. Nice call. Some good points made, and hopefully speak to you soon. Take care.
Love Max.
Tom next.
Coming up next. Yep. What are you saying, Tom?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I'm good.
Your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, actually, I want to be a bit more optimistic than I think most people have been here. And I think that the performance was actually it was actually good, pretty good. I think.
Okay. In what way?
The only element that in the way that it's more than we're just dominating the game. I mean, the position, and I know that a lot of people say that Forest were playing very defensive, but I think that it was actually us who blocked them from playing well. I think that, yeah, of course they didn't put Elanga and Hudson-Odoi, but I've seen them in previous games before, even against Manchester United when they won, that they didn't start those players and they still played better on the counter. And I think that we dominated them in a way that they couldn't even try to counter, and a very good counter team. I mean, I know that this is what they build on, and they're doing it very well throughout the season. And I think that we managed to control. The only element that I was missing is the urgency, the attempt, the trying to do the extra, the urgency. Yeah, it's not even the tempo, just the urgency to shoot, the urgency to make something more happen, especially from Odegaard and Saka. Odegaard had every time he was at the edge of the box, he could have shot, and he was trying to do another pass and something. And it wasn't a bad game for him as well. It just he didn't do any urgency to do this extra attempt on goal, and that's why I want to give as well credit to Jesus at that game, because from all the players, he was the main guy who was trying to do a bit of had more urgency in him. And I think that you can see it in his game, the way he developed. In the beginning, in the first half, he had this 1-2 chances that he missed, but he did try to get into the box, and then he hit the post, and then even when he tried he was doing the sombrero on top of that player before failing to score. And then in the goal, you just see his urgency when he realized this moment of looseness in the defense when Zinchenko pick up the throw in, and he knows he can get the chance to run. And then obviously in the assist as well, when he passed it to Saka from a very long way, very similar to what he did for Trossard in the Crystal Gap.
Yeah.
And that's why I give him a bit of credit because.
Yeah. No, I was going to say I agree with you because I highlighted earlier that one thing I do like about Jesus is that even though he'd missed the 2 chances previously, he doesn't go missing. So if he does get another opportunity, he's trying to right the wrong. Whereas some strikers I've seen in the past, they kind of go into their shell a little bit once they've missed a couple of chances. So I will give him credit for that.
And that's why I think his game was very important for Jesus, because it was more than just getting the goal. He was showing a bit of more than his ability to just take the ball and make something happen of it. Because this is, last season he didn't score 20 goals, he scored 11 goals. But the one thing that I think made the difference between this year and last year is that even when he didn't score, he made something happen. He was always going to take the ball, beat 2 players, try to make something happen, and he was always in the game. And I think compared to the Crystal Palace game, he was doing more this game, especially after the injury he had before in the Liverpool game.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with you on that. Let's talk about some of the other players. Was there any other players tonight that, because you said that you thought the performance was quite good. So tell me the other players tonight for Arsenal that you thought impressed.
As I was saying, Odegaard was playing very well. I think Zinchenko as well. You mentioned him, I mentioned him as well. The defense was, Saliba and Gabriel has a very good game. I know there was this one crazy moment that Saliba was, missing the ball. It was very unlucky that it somehow got controlled by Ayowi, but I think other than that, it was very solid, both of them.
Yeah. Turkish, you got anything you want to put?
I think it was just this.
No, carry on. Finish. It's okay.
I think it was just a moment of. I don't think he was believing that even as he's jumped. First of all, he was a bit pushed when he was jumping, so that's why he lost his balance. But you don't give fouls for those kind of pushes, but he was pushed when going up for the header. And I don't think that he was expecting it to, it was really, out of nowhere, managed to hit his foot, Ayowi's foot, and kind of been positioned in the perfect position for him. So.
Okay, thanks very much. I just want to ask you a question very quickly before we move on. And that is, in terms of Sunday, would you make any changes to the lineup from tonight? Or would you keep the same team?
I think I would add Kai Havertz into the game. I think he adds more physicality in the middle field, which we need.
So who are you leaving
Either
out?
that or Smith Rowe.
Okay.
Because I will either add Kai Havertz for his physicality or Jorginho in order to move Declan Rice into the number 8, because in the FA Cup, when we played the same way, we saw that it was helping us dominating the ball against Liverpool. So I think it's, and of course, if Partey managed to get fit somehow, but obviously I think he has a role to play.
I think even if Partey is fit, I don't think he'll start a game of that intensity on Sunday.
No, definitely. I think it will be very similar to the City game. Even if he's on the bench, if fit, he'll probably get about 30 minutes, in the end of the game to if we get to a good position when we can go for the win or something similar.
Turkish, you got anything to add there?
No, I mean, he's very positive. He's optimistic. Glass half full. I get it. I get it. I hope. I hope the glass half full crowd are right come the end of the season. That's all. That's all I'm worried about. Come end of the season, that we're lifting up one of the majors.
I agree with you, this Turkish, and I want to say regarding the goals, I think a lot of people are a bit misconception the fact that Arsenal are the third team in consider of scoring goals this season, which obviously only City and Liverpool are in front of us, and even that it's only by about 3-4 goals, both of them. So I don't think the scoring is such an issue. I mean, as people make it to be. I know that obviously we want to look more scintillating as we did last year, but it will never happen because, as a lot of people say before me, a lot of people, the other teams now go low blocks against us. They're not open as they were last season. So it will never be scintillating. But I don't think that the number of goals is such an issue as people make it to be.
You're right. Okay, thank you very much. You've made your points very well, and hopefully speak to you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Nice one,
Take
bro.
care. Yeah. Elliot's on the line. Live from T Dot. Big up the T Dot massive. Yes, Elliot. It's looking rather. Yes. I don't know what to make of that smile.
Well,
it's a bit of a Machiavellian smile.
Yeah, it's a mixture of emotions, to say the least. Laurie, Turkish, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Audio's moving like you're on a submarine or something. What's going on?
I don't know. I hope I'm moving quicker now. Anyways.
All right, let's kick it off then. Plus points today, because obviously we got the win. Today. We got the win, but
the win. The 3 points is it. The 3 points is everything. I don't care how we get it. I don't care if we win 0.1-0, as long as we get 3 points because of it. And we did today. The first half was indeed frustrating. They came here to play like an away side at home, which is beyond me. But anyways, that's how Premier League sides do, who are of a certain class. Mm-hmm. And they did their job. They basically frustrated us. Second half, they decided to come out and be a little bit open, and we caught them a few times on the break. So again, hey, 3 points is 3 points. I thought, I'm happy that Smith Rowe was included into the side, and I think he acquitted himself, a little bit better than he should.
Do you think he's done enough to retain his place for Sunday?
I think yes. Quite simply, he is. I think he's balanced our side. I think he has come. I think he has come into the side and made us just a little bit better. I think. When I saw Havertz as a substitute, I thought he was very laconic, to be fair. And he didn't really provide us with any sort of verve or change or anything. But he was there as a stabilizer, and I would want Smith Rowe at. Going forward. I said that during the Crystal Palace after match show, and I think he should be our left eight going forward. But again, I'm glad that Arteta chose him, and I'm glad he acquitted himself well today. I was a bit disappointed at the goal given away. Saliba made a mistake there. I thought he was, he did make a few mistakes, including that during the match, but I'm not going to hold that against him. He's one of the best. He's one of the best defenders in the Premier League, so I'm not going to hold that against him. No. But to be fair and frank, all I wanted were 3 points. I don't care how we got them. And I think the side performed well. Saka came back to, I think, his best. I think Jesus was right to be man of the match. I think he was everywhere. I thought he was electric. I would be very, very frustrated if he didn't get a goal because he had a few chances there. But let's face facts. He got a super goal when we needed it. He calmed us down a bit and he allowed us to kick on and get that second goal and drive on for the win.
Absolutely. And moving forward to Sunday, how optimistic are you?
I've been more optimistic, to be fair. Turkish and I were in the dumps there for a bit of time. I think Turkish can take off the black a bit and lighten up with the colors.
I think you need to dull it down with that kit on.
Would you make any changes to the team for Sunday, or would you go with what you?
No, I'm happy with this side right now. Okay, I like where we are right now. I mean, I would make a change to Zinchenko, but we have no one better. And who do we have to blame for that? I'm not going to go there, but I'm just going to say. But we'll keep it as is right now. We'll pray that Zinchenko doesn't get beaten by a turn of pace by Salah. And
I don't think Salah will be playing. I don't think Salah will be playing.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Lord knows. Thank goodness. But
listen, bro, thank you very much for your call. Very good as always. And we'll speak soon.
Nice one, Elliot, man. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Yeah.
Love for the love, as everyone says. And I'll see you guys soon.
You know what? You need to patent that saying, bro.
Soon come, man.
You need to patent that saying. It's becoming very ubiquitous. Right, okay, Dini on the line. He's our last caller of the night, so I'm sure he's going to make it a good one.
Yes, Dini.
Dini,
yes, Laurie, yes, Turkish. Well done.
Yes, man.
Not too bad. I'm not too bad. Just to say very quickly, the internet is slow on my side, but the audio is fine. So if it looks a bit jumpy, it's just the internet.
Calm.
But the audio is fine.
All good.
Right, take it away, my friend.
Right,
are you happy with what you saw tonight?
Laurie, I'm gonna lie. There was one point in that game where I was just watching the game. I was like, I'm gonna lie, I'm falling asleep right now. But this is boring right now.
Yeah. That first half is not one that I will be watching back anytime soon.
No, man, no. I was like, surely not. Surely this is not Arsenal fighting for a title, and this is what we're delivering. So when I'm seeing Arteta running in at halftime, I would love to know what he said to them, because when we came out, we did start playing a bit better, but the chances did come from the fact that Nottingham Forest did start opening up. But at the end of the day, you got to finish your dinner. Jesus was annoying me because, what's his name? Jordan has said at some points on the Forever Arsenal that if we're gonna try to win the league this season on this, that, and the other, is Jesus the guy that's gonna pop up when the game it's not really going our way? Is he gonna be that number 9 to pop up and actually deliver? And when he had those 2 chances, when he hit the post and then he flicked it over the head and then he just missed it, I was like, oh come on, not again, please, not again. And then he slots away the hardest shot to finish. So it's just like,
he literally went from 0 to 100 in 7 minutes. He got that goal, and then he provided a beautiful assist for Saka. So he ends up being man of the match. Whereas before that, he was arguably, I was saying there might be a case for taking him off and putting Eddie on. That's what I was saying. And then within the space of 7 minutes, he's turned the game.
Doesn't take a lot for you to say that, though, does it?
That's putting that aside, though. You know what I'm saying, right? But yeah, Turkish, aside from your, obvious obsession with Eddie, is there anything else you want to add?
Nah, I've seen my brother Dini. It's over. The night it's a perfect night. We've got the 3 points. We've talked to the people. Emil Smith-Rowe's played 70 minutes. Partey's on the horizon.
I was going to ask Dini about that, actually. Smith-Rowe came in today. A lot of people, including myself, were surprised. Although there was some speculation that he might get the nod. He's got the nod. I'm going to ask you straight. Has he done enough for you to start this most important game on Sunday? Would you keep faith with him or not?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. He tried to get into the game, but none of the players were really clicking today for most of that game. So when he came off, I wasn't really surprised. But it was his first game really starting in that position. I'm not going to really give him too much heat on it. He will get. I hope he does get more minutes. I absolutely hope he does, because he absolutely deserves it, to try and see what he can do in that position. Will he start on Sunday? I don't think so. I think Arteta will go with something different, which I'm absolutely happy with, because it is Liverpool and that is an absolutely big game. But Smith Rowe, he will definitely get more chances.
Yeah, I have to say I agree with pretty much everything you said there. I think he had his moments in the first half. He was industrious, but if you're asking me, did he do enough to put his hand up and say, listen, I must play on Sunday? Regrettably, the answer is no. But then, you know, there are options that the manager has. So, you know, there's Jorginho, there's Havertz. So there's maybe even Trossard in there. So, you know what I mean? There are options there. Moving on to Sunday, and it's a big question I've been asking most of our callers. How optimistic or not are you that we can get the win against Liverpool? Because let's face it, if we're going to win this title, we've got to be getting one over on the likes of Liverpool. And I'm seeing
this is the thing now. This is where we are. This is where we are. Right? Klopp wants to win a title before he leaves. Pep wants to win four in a row. This is what we're up against at the end of the day. And if we are to win a league, I want to beat Liverpool. We have to beat Liverpool. We do have to beat Liverpool.
We cannot afford to lose. We definitely cannot afford to lose. But
I say definitely cannot afford to lose. But even drawing, I know we don't have no divine right to win every game. But I will say what I said again a few weeks ago. I'm still thinking about Man City. We need to win every single game in the Premier League.
Is that realistic, though? Is that realistic?
It's not realistic.
We can sit here and say
absolutely not realistic.
We can sit here and say,
because the margin for error right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again, Lauren.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. We do need to win every game, but being realistic, we're not going to win every game, are we? I just don't think we are. I mean, how many games are left now?
Yeah, well, 16. So far, we've won two out of the one. No, we need to.
So I would say, as long as we don't lose to Liverpool, I know that sounds slightly negative, but they are our rivals for the title. So if we stop them from winning, then we've effectively taken 2 points off them as well. So it's not the end of the world if we don't.
So then,
obviously, we want to win.
So then my thinking is then, if we do draw to Liverpool, then we have to win every single other game that we do play before we play Man City.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. If we're not going to beat Liverpool, we have to win every single other game before we play Man City.
And that's why I was saying, Dini, that tonight we had to win tonight. That was a no-brainer.
Absolutely
we had to win tonight, because when you beat them and then on the horizon you got Liverpool, you think, okay, right, you know what I mean? But you had to win tonight. Turkish, anything you want to offer on that? No. Do we have to beat Liverpool on Sunday, or would you take a draw?
No, we got to beat them.
Okay,
we got to beat them to turn.
Because you know, at the same time, it's like the momentum it will literally give the players. You just beaten a team that is going to be vying for this Premier League title, and if you do beat them on Sunday, bar whatever happens tomorrow, you're putting the pressure on them. That's what we need to be doing. We need to be putting the pressure on the players who already have 100 times pressure on them now that Klopp's leaving to win this league. So let's keep putting the pressure on them, because at some point it will burst. I'm telling you that pressure will burst if we keep pulling it on them.
Yep, I like the energy there. Okay. Right, well, give us a prediction. Give us a prediction for Sunday.
All right. Prediction time. You know, when we faced Man City, I predicted 1-0. We won 1-0. So you know what? Here we go. We're going to go 2-0 to the Arsenal.
2-0 to the Arsenal. 2-0. I like that. I'll take that for sure.
Getting no goals against us. Now, quality performance. The Emirates is going to be rocking. Everyone needs to be loved. We just need to bring. So, 2-0. Make a statement, and then, let's go attack this league.
If we beat them 2-0, we definitely would have made a statement. But listen, Dini, thank you very much, man. Great call as always. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully catch up with you at the weekend.
Love Dini, man.
Yeah, nice one. Take care.
Yeah, no, I'll be here. Love you, Turkish. Take care. Love, always.
Man. Respect, always. Okay, right. Just to wind things up, I've got a super chat here that I need to take care of. It's from Arteta Ballers. He says, Turkish, I'd like to apologise. Your interview was actually my favourite post-game. In reality, I've actually been watching you since 2020, original Big Six fan. And that's from Arteta.
No need to apologise, man. It's all banter.
Yeah. So, he's have you been interacting with him or something like that?
Yeah, I replied to, you know me, I pull out a comment. He, to be honest, since we're on the subject, VIP Studios earlier said Turkish is always, what did he say? If I could bring him, Turkish is always depressed or something. And
I think it's fair to say you're a glass half
can I say something?
Rather than half
I'm not a smiley face guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to sit here. In fact, I can see myself. If I sit here like this,
You don't do the cheesy
for
smile
1 hour.
thing. It's going to break your face, isn't it?
Does this not normal?
Yeah.
I look like a madman. Someone just smile. No, I'm not a smiley. I'm happy.
Is
with
it
the 3
fair to
points.
say that you're a half empty glass man, or is that negative? How would you describe yourself in terms of how you see Arsenal?
How I see Arsenal?
Yeah. No, as a fan of Arsenal, how do you? Because I've got my thoughts on. I see you as quite an honest and forthright person, and you say what's on your mind more than a lot of other people I know. You know what I mean? And that's what I respect about you. So what I'm saying is, if you feel a certain way about somebody, you're not afraid to voice that.
No.
You know what I mean? And obviously sometimes that's going to get you in the mud with some people because they're going to think, oh, you're being too negative. Other people, they will respect that because it will resonate with them. And they'll think, yeah, that's how I feel. I appreciate the fact that he's got the guts to say what he feels. So it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but this 100% you're right, generally with thoughts and feelings, but this guy just looked at my face and said, why am I upset?
Listen, man, I work with this guy, right? And what you see there is what you get. He's not a smiley guy. He is a good-natured guy. He has got a good sense of humor, but he doesn't just smile for the sake of it.
When I'm with my son, I smile. Natural. I don't put it on. It's just me. But with Arsenal, do you see what the Kroenkes have done? The smiles somewhere in the.
But we've got a couple of minutes left.
Background.
Let's project forward a little bit. So we got the win tonight. We all said on the panel that it was a must-win game. I've asked the callers, and I'm going to ask you. I've got my thoughts. The Liverpool game on Sunday, massive game. A game that we definitely cannot afford to lose, even if, you know what I mean, whether you would take the point or whether you wanted to say, no, we must win. We definitely cannot afford to lose that game. I'm just thinking, how confident are you going into the game? That's the first question. And my supplementary to that is, would you keep the same team or would you make any changes?
I'm 50-50 in terms of confidence. Through a mixture of Liverpool showing that they're serious this season on the pitch, adding there the Klopp's announcement, adding there Arsenal haven't filled me with the utmost optimism so far this season with performances. I think it's a 50-50 game in terms of how confident I am. Who would I play? The only question mark is that number 8. And I'd probably go Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard in the midfield just to be a bit more secure and safe with the experience of Jorginho. Other than that, the rest picks itself. Zinchenko's the only left back we have fit, and our forward line is our forward line. So yeah, the only change I make is Jorginho comes in for Emil Smith-Rowe onto.
I know you haven't been. It goes without saying that you've not been overly impressed with Havertz this season, and I know you were one of those that were advocating for Smith-Rowe to get a gig tonight. So presumably you're saying that despite his best efforts, he's not really done enough for you to be convinced that he should start against Liverpool.
No.
Yeah, I think I would probably go along with
big game. Big game.
Yeah, it is a massive game.
And I think players like Emil Smith-Rowe off the bench could be handy for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one thing that I've been saying on a lot of fan cams. I've been saying it on the watch-alongs. I've been saying it to anybody that will listen to me. Football in the Premier League at the elite level, if you're talking about winning titles and qualifying for Champions League, it's very much a squad game. You got your first 11, and then you got the guys that are on what I call the periphery of the team, meaning that they don't start regularly, but if and when they're called upon, they need to be in a position where they either impact the game or, you know what I mean, similar, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I can see where you're going with Jorginho. I personally think you'll go with Havertz for that Liverpool game, because I think with Havertz, what you should be getting with him anyway is a little bit more physicality, which might, you know what I mean, make a difference. Not saying it will, but it might. And, you know, let's face it, Havertz, he's got 4 goals this season. So probably more likely to get you a goal in that game than Jorginho would, if we're being absolutely honest. So I think he'll probably revert back to Havertz. But listen, as we said, the guys on the bench, if called upon, the likes of Jorginho, Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, Eddie, 1 or 2 others, Trossard if he doesn't start, come in, they've got to do their bit, man.
That's it.
But I think the overwhelming feeling coming away from tonight is relief, because performance, whether you rate the performance or not, I think we all agree that we had to win tonight. We've done that, and we move on. We move. So
that's it. Sunday.
on Sunday, and I'm quite confident we can get a result. For me, I don't necessarily feel that we have to win. What I feel has to happen is that we do not lose. Because if we draw with Liverpool, then we are effectively taking 2 points off them as well. So that's why I'm saying that. I'm not being negative in saying, draw is, a great result. But in the wider scheme of things, if we draw with Liverpool, we are taking 2 points off them, even though we're at home. That's
we need to win, man.
We need to win. But what I'm saying is,
because Liverpool got City.
I'm not going to be on suicide watch.
Liverpool got City at Anfield, and we've got City at Etihad. So if we draw, that leaves a 5-point gap, knowing that we've got Etihad and they welcome City to Anfield. The chips are well and truly in their favour. So for me, we've got to win it.
Was it 16 games you said left?
Yeah, and after that will be 15. So potentially 15 with a 5-point gap, and Etihad still to come. You might as well call it an 8-point gap.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if we're being realistic, we're not going to win all 15 games, are we? And I don't think Liverpool and City are either. But so if you're going to drop points...
We have seen Man City pull off a run. We have seen Liverpool pull off a run to league titles. Arsenal are yet to do that. So
I think it's highly unlikely that City, Liverpool, Arsenal are going to win all 15 games. Well, it's impossible because they've got to play each other in all those. But anyway, Turkish man, as usual, thank you very much for your contribution. Thanks to everybody that called in today. Really enjoyed it. I guess the most enjoyable thing is that we got a win tonight, because I'm going to be honest, it wasn't a great game. I'd be capping if I said that. It wasn't a great performance, but if you look at the scoreline, that is the overarching thing that we all wanted to happen, and it's happened. So we move on in good confidence for Sunday.
So I'm looking at myself smiling. It's so weird. Hit the like button, people, man. Love for the love, man.
Keep smiling. Okay, thank you very much. All the people who rang in, the super chats. I think there's one other one that I might have. Is there one more that I may have missed?
SC Guna, big up as well. He says Turkish is a realist. We need fans like him to progress forward. Big up Turkish, much love, bro. He's always a big supporter of my channel here as well on AFTV.
Okay, that's great.
Hopefully link up in the summer. We're apparently due back in the States anyway, that's for pre-season.
Right. Hopefully I'll be there this time as well, man.
Yeah.
And on that note, we move. Thank you very much. Take care. See you guys on Sunday. We're out.